Right there,
Yep,
good?
yep. Just don't squeeze it, a little twist and pull back. So
Wait, so what do I do with this now?
put it in your pocket. Put it in the bucket right there.
The Frenchman Bay is the most rugged coast of Maine.
So this sign says that there has been serious injury and death from this hike. Did we see this when we started?
This historic neighborhood has been a popular vacation destination since the 19th century. It feels so good to be back by the ocean.
You scared me, man.
It's also the gateway to Acadia National Park, where we test our fear of heights, scrambling up iron rungs and ladders.
True statement. If you're afraid of heights, do not do this.
In a small fishing village, we have a first-hand experience with a family-owned and operated commercial lobsterman.
So here is Dan with Catch Your Dinner and Eat It Lobster Tours. I've had to say that twice now.
It's just Catch Your Dinner Lobster Tours.
Okay, Catch Your Dinner Lobster Tours. You can't get any more Maine than Bar Harbor, and that's where we're going to be starting this video at today.
We toured this little coastal town yesterday, and let me tell you, so freaking cute. So many restaurants, so many places to eat, and there's lobster on every corner.
And I know y'all can't smell anything right now, but all these restaurants are cooking seafood, so all you're smelling is lobster cooking at the moment. That and the salty ocean.
It feels so good to be back by the ocean.
You scared me, man. So if you see that flag behind me, that's Maine's original state flag, and right now they're in the process of making that their flag again. In all honesty, their current state flag is just kind of bland.
It's a seal. It's old school. It's a seal. But the original design, which we just learned, originally all flags were made so that back in the day anybody could stitch the flag for you. Now, of course, all flags are printed, so it doesn't matter. It's pretty easy. But a lot of the states are trying to revert back to that, and I think simplicity is best.
Y'all might not know this about me, but I'm really a flag geek.
He loves flags.
I love
He's a flag
flags.
guy. So basically what we're gonna do is hit the high points of the town. The first stop is called Choco-Latte, and their coffee shop, the coffee, number one, is very good. And number two, all their syrups are made homemade here. So if you want a pumpkin spice, they make their pumpkin syrup in-house. They make everything here, and it is great.
Are you getting the pumpkin again? I'm getting the Jamaican. Howdy. Good. I wanted to try that Jamaican summer drink.
Yeah. Anything else?
And I'll do the same.
Oh, Kelly.
Okay.
Ooh,
It's like a holiday.
that's got some spice to it. Man, this is amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one.
So yeah, we didn't get coffee, but they have drinks like this too, and they're homemade, everything homemade.
Where to next, honey?
You can go that way.
Sure. We haven't been this way. We haven't been everywhere yet. What do they have on the menu?
Lots of good stuff.
Okay, this is probably where we're gonna eat.
Let's go see what town they have. What's this happy hour from? This is a good thing about eating early, because we do eat dinner kind of early, but you get happy hour, and that just doesn't mean cocktails, but you get dollars off of appetizers and, you know, snacks and food like that. Happy hour is 4 to 5.
Well, we know that they at least open at 4. Dude, look at this setup. This is awesome looking. Hey, I want this in our yard when we buy a house one day. I want a treat out area like this, and I want a little water feature. That's if we ever buy a house. I don't know.
dreams.
Big dreams. He's really is good, Kelly.
I want to go listen.
Most important thing for Kelly is ice cream.
Y'all know I love ice cream.
I would like 1 scoop of fresh basil. I'll take a cup. Thank you so much. Kelly, smell that? So I just got basil. I had to get it because I'd never seen basil ice cream before. So what'd you get?
I got cookies and cream, of course.
You didn't try anything new?
No,
I'm over here trying something way out of the box here.
it's very thick.
It's almost like caramel thick. No, no, you don't. It is not good.
That's fresh.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
It's not good. It's not good. Pretty good. That's bad.
So if you come here, definitely try Mount Desert ice cream. Sorry, Mount Desert Island ice cream. So we're gonna try to do something before we have dinner, and we don't know if it's accessible yet. It's actually how Bar Harbor got its name.
Our next activity involves us changing shoes because we're going to be walking out on a granite sandbar onto the Porcupine Island. So we want to get our chacos on, so I don't want to get my sandals wet.
I know, we've got a lot of shoes. Here you go. All right. You know, normally the stereotypical situation is ladies have more shoes than the men, but out here, I've got more shoes than her. Man, that is a pretty place right there. A lot of the houses around here are from the late 1800s. Yeah, like this one. 1887 is when that house was built. 1887. There's states that are younger than this house. Before we started filming earlier, we came by to see where the tide was at. This was completely covered with water. What was that, about noon?
It was about noon, yeah.
And if you're wondering how Bar Harbor got its name, it's because of this bar. Well, sandbar, gravel bar, rock bar. Every single day, this path opens up here to Bar Island. Yeah, so when we first got here, this is where the water was at. So it has all gone out that much within just what, 4 hours? Yeah. It's 4 o'clock now, 4:30. Little forewarning, you have about an hour to get over here, hike on that island, and get back before the tide comes back in. If you don't get back over, you're stuck on that island for 9 hours. You can call for a taxi service. I think there's a sign over here that gives you the phone number so they can come and rescue you or get you if you need help. But it's not cheap. It's pretty pricey.
Wow, it's so much cooler once you get right here.
Gosh, that water is ice cold.
It is. Let me get up here.
Hmm?
So is there anything else?
There's no lobsters in the traps, babe. I was just looking across the harbor, and here's a better perspective of how much this water has dropped. Look at this seawall here. That is where the water goes up to, is that dark line right in the center. And that is how much it's dropped. Okay, I want to go see this sign, figure out how much it costs. I'll be right back. You can safely cross for an hour and a half. So yeah, an hour and a half, Kelly. And you will be stranded for 9 hours. And the water taxi that you can hire through this little QR code may take up to an hour to arrive, and I think it's $150 is what it costs to be picked up. Look at this. Someone actually drove out and the tide came up. That's priceless.
Wow.
That gives you an example. There's low tide, there's high tide. Who would hike this little trail, but we're kind of hungry.
Yeah, this was really awesome, but we've been thinking about food all day. We've been saving it for dinner. We're finally hungry.
I'm really digging the atmosphere of this place, Kelly. Good job. Good job. I got trees.
Got greenery.
Got greenery.
Water.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. My name's Wendy. I'll be your server tonight.
Project Social Kitchen is a tapas restaurant, which means that everything is small plates, and it's kind of like tapas is like appetizers. And so what we'll probably do is we'll order one thing, try it, order something else, try it. And that's just kind of fun because you get to sample so many things on the menu, and our server just told us that everything is homemade down to the sauces. So this is going to be so good. First, we got to try a cocktail. This is the Pineapple Express. It's smoked pineapple mezcal. Boy, that is a treat. That's delish.
I love mezcal.
It's so
But with
good.
pineapple?
Yum. Cody is obsessed with this water fountain right now.
The first dish we're having is duck tacos. I'm very proud of Kelly. She's stepping outside of the box because she normally doesn't like duck. She knows I love duck.
But you know what? I love tacos.
Yes. So, you know, we're meeting in the middle. We're meeting halfway.
Is that amazing?
Mm-hmm. There's like cardamom or something. Something fallish, holidayish.
Mmm. Steak skewers with grilled pineapple. Would you eat the pineapple?
No, just a steak.
Oh.
Dude, that's like eating,
Is it melting in your mouth?
it's like a filet mignon that's been charred on the outside
Okay.
with a good honey glaze, something sweet on the outside. Yeah, that's money, isn't it? Oh, is this something else? Is this ours? This is ours. What is this?
Ooh, that's the crepe.
Crab cakes. And these are caper berries. They look alarming, but they taste like capers. They just have little seeds on the inside.
Okay.
Don't be scared.
Be prepared.
I've never had a large caper. Oh my god.
Is that good? I'm so sick and tired of asking Kelly if it's good when she makes that sound. I know it's good.
Make a noise that tells you, oh my god, it's
I'm like, is it
freaking
good?
amazing.
You wouldn't make that sound if it wasn't
Fresh
good.
crab. Burn.
Oh, dude. Y'all see that? I think they know people are going to feed them at 5:45, so they show up. Wait, where did they go?
Lobster crepe.
Oh, that's so pretty. Enjoy, you guys. Thank you. You know, we gotta have lobster, and we're trying it in a crepe.
Daggum, you did the Boston accent perfectly.
Butternut squash on top.
Wow.
Whoever the chef is, I don't know how they come up with this. Amazing. Props. Props. Today we've decided we're going to go visit Acadia National Park. Now there is something that we have to do to be able to get into the park because they have several low bridges, and that is taking off our truck camper. So Cody is getting ready right now to take it off. He's removing the license plate as we speak so it can go on the back of the truck. So the park has bridges that are only, it says they're 12 foot, but when you go to Google Maps and you look at it, it just looks extremely low. They actually have a car about to approach the bridge, and it just looks extremely low. So we want to make sure that we are 100% comfortable, and it'll be easy for us to find parking if we do not have the truck camper on the back of the truck. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. Also, when it comes to going under those bridges, all the roads are one way. So we have to get under the bridge regardless, no turning around.
While Cody's finishing that, I did want to share with you that we're staying at Mount Desert Narrows Campground. It's not very far from the town at all, and it's not very far from Acadia. And we are in a back-end site we're at number 31. And this is just kind of a quick little view, but what's nice about it is they have laundry, showers. You can get full hookup, or you can have water and electric like we got. They have a dump station here, so it's nothing for us to just go leave, dump, go out for the day, come back later and fill up. Yep. I just love the way that truck looks when we get the camper off of it.
Pearl looks naked. Very, very naked.
I think she looks good.
Without the truck camper?
Missing the tailgate, but
Yeah, that's back in our home state in a storage unit. Okie dokie. Let's get going. Wait.
Good God.
Yeah, the 70 psi in the rear plus the 80. Yeah, so the 80 psi in the rear tires and then the 70 in the airbags. It makes it for a pretty stiff ride. Oh, there it is. All right, y'all, this is the first bridge that made us a little nervous. Yeah, that made me real nervous. I'm glad we took the camper off. I'd be sweating right now. I think we're good.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, I am glad we took the truck camper off. It is kind of tight here.
Yeah, parking definitely a lot easier taking the truck camper off. I told Cody, I was like, it's bringing back Smoky Mountain vibes because there's like all these trails and nowhere to park.
The first trail we're going to do in Acadia National Park is probably the most difficult trail here. And look, the parking's right there, and we're already going vertical here.
And this is going to take us to the top of Mount Champlain. Let's do it. Do it.
I was not expecting this immediately.
And what's crazy is we're extremely sore from just walking around town yesterday. But it could also have been the workout we did the day before too.
It could have been.
We're just always sore from doing something.
So Acadia is actually the oldest national park east of the Mississippi River. It was established in 1919, and portions of the land were given to the government to establish as a national park by, I think, J.D. Rockefeller. Oh.
The colors are so pretty.
Very pretty. My calves are already burning. What? We've become aware of something. Us doing a hike on a soft dirt trail with some rocks doesn't hurt nearly as bad as walking on concrete or asphalt all day.
Yeah, that was rough.
I don't know why it hurts so much more.
I don't know. Where are you going?
Here's the first iron ladders. Ooh, they're cut. Ooh.
Are they yucky?
Yeah, they're a little slimy. Ew.
How do you get up here?
Grab that one.
Hello.
Main reason that the Rockefellers wanted to protect this part of Maine is along the whole entire Atlantic coast of the United States. This is the most mountainous area that touches the ocean. Matter of fact, I think it's the only area that has mountains along the coast of all the East Coast in the United States. I don't know how Canada is. Guessing this is where you crawl through. Okay. Looks like I'm gonna go up here and walk that way along the ledge. It's getting kind of warm. They say if you have a fear of heights, don't do this trail. It's not that bad. Finally made it to the first true ladders. You want to go up first or you want me?
I'll go first.
Okay. Oh. It zigzags there and goes up.
So just follow it.
Yeah. True statement. If you're afraid of heights, do not do this. Because now it's kind of heighty. I have to admit, this is one of the more interesting trails we've ever, I wouldn't say hiked because I feel like we're climbing more. So now that we're up here, this thing does a loop. We're at the top of the mountain, but I think we're going to do the full loop. I don't know if I feel comfortable going back down that.
Yeah, a lot of that was literally, I turned around and looked down. I was like, I don't think we're gonna make it down that. I mean, it was pretty sketchy, which no one's going down that way. They're all going this way.
Not to mention, anybody coming up, you're going to create a traffic jam probably.
I will say having those metal bars does make you feel a lot more confident in getting around the rocks and stuff.
Gotta admit, I've got one of the coolest wives in the world because she asked me what to wear for this. And are we going to do any crazy hikes? I said, nah, just like a little, half a mile.
Walk in the woods,
Yeah, just a little ladder climbing, not too much. And now she hasn't really complained at all. Oh, look at this tree, Kelly.
Oh wow, is that a maple?
That is
That is so pretty.
I don't think it's a maple. Wow. No, it's maple. We'll keep going. Try and get up to the top.
Oh, I thought we were at the top.
No.
I just thought we were at the top.
Warning, there have been deaths. So this sign says that there has been serious injury and death from this hike that we just did. Did we see this when we started? And portions of the land were given to the... I don't think we saw
I
this.
think they're trying to keep people from going down that way. I think that might be the thing.
This is the top. You scratching your back?
I don't want to touch my shirt.
And that mountain over there is Cadillac Mountain, the tallest mountain along the whole entire eastern Atlantic coast of the United States.
Eastern shoreboard.
The eastern shoreboard.
This mountain is 1,058 feet tall.
Oh, and we started at sea level. That's pretty impressive.
All right, we made it back down and we're all sweaty and nasty.
Back of my shirt is like ice cold wetness. Is it? How bad is it?
It's like soaking wet.
Oh gosh, my tush is even wet, and it looked like I sat down in water and I didn't. It's just how much sweat was coming between my the backpack, dripping down.
Wow, dang.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Okay, onward. Where to next?
We're trying to go, since we're over here, to a beach called the beach, Sand Beach, the Pebble Beach, something beach. Saw it on the map.
Okay. All right, this is called Sand Beach, and the parking lot was completely full, so we did have to park on the side of the road. The water is like 55 degrees year round.
Is it cold?
Yeah, it's cold.
Oh, it's ice cold to the sand, or the sand's ice cold.
It is. Oh. Yeah, I just wanted to touch the water. Come on.
Well, Kelly couldn't go the rest of the day without eating until dinner. She got a little snack.
There's a little gift shop, so I got some popcorn.
She left me down there. I turned around and she's gone.
You can have some.
I can? Just for one. I'll just take one. They're pretty good. Yeah, it's really a pretty coast.
It is.
Oh my gosh, 11.8.
Wow. It's not big that bridge you saw in the picture.
That, my friends, was 11'8". Our camper is 11.5, give or take, maybe give. And I don't want to take a chance.
No.
So we are now at Jordan Pond. Do I know what's important about Jordan Pond? I don't, but there's a lot of people here. So I feel like it's something important to see. It's warmer than the ocean.
Yeah.
It's a lot warmer than the ocean. And that is Bubble Mountains. Makes me want to say bubble butt. It's kind of interesting to be in a place like Maine, right on the coast, where you have something like this that feels like you're up in Minnesota, but then like 100 yards away is the ocean.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we were right here looking at the pond. We're gonna walk over here to the Jordan Pond house because they have something called a popover, We're gonna see if we can't order one, because
We
that
have
sounds
to be
really
somewhere in,
good.
like 30 minutes. So.
Yeah, so our next journey after this is up Cadillac Mountain. You do have to make reservations for that. It is $6 per vehicle, and ours is at 3:30, so we have 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Exactly 30 minutes. And we're
It's
only
3
like a mile, not even a mile down the road from the check-in.
So I'm not real sure what this thing is.
It's baked. I'm not really sure what the concoction is, but it's bread. They put it in muffin tins and then bake it, and it pops up. It's fluffy. You can do jam, butter on it. House lemonade and a popover. Ooh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Lemonade.
Yeah, let's do that. And here it is.
This is a popover.
And you just put some jam.
Yeah, so we got jam and butter.
Wouldn't even known that they had this if we would have looked at the welcome
Oh
sign.
no, that's their advertising right there.
That's a good way to advertise because it looked good. Honey, if you ever want to learn how to make those, that'd be good.
I'm actually one step ahead of you. I already thought about it.
And we are not making our reservation. That was at 3:30. It's 4 o'clock. But those popovers are worth it.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and drive over there, and hopefully they can just like move us over to the 4 o'clock.
Hi, we had a reservation at 3:30. Is it good?
Where do I had the QR code and then I threw it away on my phone, so how do I get it again? Okay.
There it is.
Thank you.
Awesome. She let us in. That's what I'm talking about. We have made it to the summit of Cadillac Peak, which is 1,526 feet above sea level. And we can see the sea, so we know that's right. They're not lying to us. Okay, I was wrong. My Onyx Off-Road says that this is 1,526, but the sign just said that it is 1,530 feet above sea level. And there's Bar Harbor.
I don't know if you can see the sandbar.
Oh, yeah. The sandbar is actually exposed right now. That's where we were yesterday, right down there. That's a pretty big feature whenever you look at it from up here. When we were driving up, we were seeing, I guess you would call it a marine layer coming in. That looked really neat. I hope we can see it. So over in that direction, that's where the marine layer is coming in. Kelly, something just occurred to me. That mountain we hiked up to earlier, it's this right here. That's where we hiked earlier, yeah.
Dinner time. Of course, we got to get our lobster fix again. As many times as we can eat lobster when we're here, we're gonna do it.
Right now, second day straight lobster. We had the lobster crepes last night.
Oh God, those were so good.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, what is this place called? I forgot the name.
You picked it out.
I know.
It's a place.
I'm looking for the name.
It's a food truck style place.
Yeah, so this is pretty cute. You go up to the window, you order, you sit outside. It's the Travelin Lobster. I'm gonna do the lobster roll, the hot roll.
And I'll do the same lobster rolls, small. Yep.
They have stone crab claws.
Really, I didn't even know they had some.
They're just at the raw bar.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
This is impressive looking.
Yeah, they give you a lot of...
They are not shy. So, lobster bisque, lobster chowder. Clam chowder?
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder. And some big chunks of just basic lobster. That's really good.
Whenever you come to Maine, it's sort of a rite of passage to go lobstering. So we are west of Bar Harbor in a small village named Korea, and we're gonna go lobstering with Catch Your Dinner Lobster Tours.
Here is Dan with Catch Your Dinner and Eat It. Is that right?
Catch Your Dinner Lobster Tours.
Lobster Tours. Let me
Same
redo
thing.
that.
I just said that over there, though.
Yeah. So here is Dan with Catch Your Dinner and Eat It Lobster Tours. I've had to say that twice now. Catch your...
It's just Catch Your Dinner Lobster Tours.
Okay. Catch Your Dinner Lobster Tours. So these are the lobster traps. I've never seen
Yep.
one in person.
So these are some either new ones getting ready to go in the water, or these are old ones we've taken up, getting ready to swap the new ones out, kind of things. Different times of year, you'll see the wharfs are very full. People take their traps up sometimes for the winter. Probably 15% of us on the coast do fish year round, so you hardly ever see my traps on the wharf.
Whoa. Yeah, this is nice. Did you get this custom? It's a little lobster?
Yep, I modified it a little bit over the years. It's been hit a few times with some traps, but yeah.
This is awesome.
Trying to dress things up a little bit, maybe different than your regular lobster boat.
The ones I've been seeing is smaller than this.
So, I don't know. Things have changed over the years in the lobster fishing industry. This used to be one of the bigger boats. Now it's maybe an average size. There are a few bigger. This one here is much, much bigger than this one, but we're only allowed 800 traps in the state of Maine. So for me, this kind of works the best for where I fish, this size. Plus, when I built it, we actually didn't have any of the charters in mind, and it works out great for these. We can take 23 people and 2 crew now. When we first started, we were just taking 6 people, but the problem was we had families like 7, 8, 9. So I'm like, well, let's work with the Coast Guard. So that's where our rails came in and different things that we didn't have when we started. When we are commercial fishing, we don't have any of this, and no rails, no tables. You know, the back of the boat's wide open.
Because you got to work.
Right, yeah. And people are like, do you really work in this boat? So if you look close, you can see stuff that's worn, you can see different things. So yeah, again, regular day for us, down here at about 2:30, run offshore, check 400 traps, come back, put all this stuff in the boat, and then run 2 trips in the afternoon.
That's 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
A.M. It's hard enough for me to get up 8 a.m. in the morning.
That way they don't catch water and get you guys all wet. Perfect, thank you.
Looking like a captain in the captain's chair. How's that feel, honey?
It's nice.
That's really high up there too. This is awesome. So do you have a sleeping quarters down here?
So the only time you would really do that, so you're allowed to fish 800 traps in the state of Maine. Sometimes in the winter, if you get storms, don't get out for a little while, you're gonna wanna get your traps hauled if you have a small, nice weather window. A lot of guys will go down forward, maybe haul 400 or 500, get out, take a nap, come back up, keep working. The older I get, I can't do that anymore. If you stop, you're done. We don't have a hot shower or anything, so we'll just all 800, you know, that night's sleep is gone kind of thing. So yes, you could. No, I don't.
But he does have a microwave.
They don't really love these windy days, but we'll give them a shot here.
We're currently looking for sills.
Yeah, if we see one, I'll tell you which kind we're seeing. A little history on it.
So how often are you cutting someone's traps because of your propellers?
Not very often. So this boat's pretty wide, so it pushes the buoys out pretty well. And being a commercial fisherman myself, I know how much they cost. I don't want to cost another fisherman, you know, the $200 per trap, plus the catch that's in them. So we're very careful about that. every now and then you do get one. You'll tell them about it. Sometimes a lot of fishermen, if you run someone's over, you'll replace those traps for them if they don't catch them back.
The only reason I'm asking is because there are so many buoys out here.
So the smaller boats that fish near shore all the time have a cage around their propeller so they can run them right over. It doesn't get caught up in the propeller. I don't do that because I run offshore so far to fish and I'm running my trips, so that cage around the propeller kind of it doubles your fuel bill and it cuts your speed in half, so it really doesn't work out for me. So
Time is money.
Alright, so there's none out of the water, but if you look in the water, there's a couple shiny little heads starting to pop up right next to shore here.
Oh, I see 'em.
Just one under when I pointed. So that's one of our harbor seals right there. So about 100 to 300 pounds for those guys, if you pop back up. It's usually not just one, so we'll give them a second. So they associate the boat with food, like I was saying. So what they're after is the short lobsters we're putting back. Some of the guys will dump some of the old bait out when they put new bait in. They're very friendly. They'll pull on your flippers a little bit, and then they come up over and they want to make eye contact. And the first couple times they do that, it's something when they look you right in the eyes. Never been bothered. I don't know if they're judging you, but that must be all right because they haven't bothered me. Hopefully down the lighthouse we'll see some of our gray seals. They're much bigger there.
Okay.
The females are around 600 pounds, the males are around 900 pounds. The ones we see right here, 100 to 300.
I guess I didn't realize they got that big.
So, and they do have a lot of time on bottom as well, 25 to 30 minutes they can hold their breath for while they're down there, so it gives them a lot of time to eat lobsters.
We got a couple of local residents around here.
So Dan the man is getting us close to our first destination for lobster traps that he has out, and this is his business suit.
My fancy pants on here.
I like this. Oh, now you look like a real lobster. Lobster. Is it lobster man or lobster fisher or?
Lobsterman, I guess, would
Lobsterman,
probably be, yeah.
okay.
The buoys we're going to be looking for are yellow and black. I painted my first one around 1986. I was very young at the time, messed around, first generation, so I've made every mistake you possibly could to come up through in the industry. This is, it's been a long process to get to this point. It was a long road to get here. So.
Oh, now that's just fancy. Whoa! That's what I'm talking about.
What else is in there? Some crab.
We got some crabs in there. I can see a big female with eggs on it, so I can show you guys about that.
You ever eaten crawfish?
I have. So, and people get frustrated with me, so I don't really like them because they taste like mud. And they're like, oh, you gotta put the hot sauce, you gotta put this to. I'm like, well, but I want to know what it tastes like without all that stuff. So I would much rather eat these than the crawfish.
You know what? You got a good point.
know.
I like crawfish, but I think it's a seasoning probably.
Yeah. All right, so this is a large female with eggs on it.
Oh, wow.
So these are all baby lobsters, eggs on her belly. So lobster this size might have around 1,000 eggs on her belly. Our bigger lobsters, we're gonna go over the measure in a little bit, but our bigger lobsters could have as many as 100,000 eggs on. That's why we put our big oversized ones back. Say 1,000 eggs or better here, sounds pretty good, right? The problem is when they release off her belly, they go into the water column for about a month, which is good because it goes to new places. Problem is circle of life. So while they're drifting around in the water column, the birds eat them, the fish eat them. Everyone gets a chance to eat those. Only about 6% survive. So still pretty good numbers, but a lot less than what you would think. So this is a female lobster, has eggs on it. It does not have a V-notch in this flipper right here. So this is the only flipper we're gonna check. And I'm gonna show you, we're gonna put a little V-notch in that flipper. So that way when the eggs come off her belly, if another fisherman was to catch her with that, they'll look on this flipper right here, they'll see a V-notch, you'll say, oh, that's a fertile female, gotta put her back. So even without her eggs, she'll be protected a little bit. So we're gonna take this little tool, it's kind of like a hole punch, slide it on there. Oops. So now that lobster has a V-notch in its flipper. So even after her eggs are gone off her belly, another fisherman catches her, they're like, oh, she's gonna make more babies, so we'll put her back.
That's the part of the conservation.
Our conservation, yep. So we wanna make sure we put as many breeding females back on bottom as we can. We'll drop her back in. Hopefully she'll make us some more babies. So in the state of Maine, we have an undersized measure, 3 1/4 inches right here from their eye socket back. It takes 5 to 7 years before they're legal lobster for us to harvest. We also have an oversized measure, if you flip this over as well, 5 inches. So from their eye socket back, anything above that, we put those back as well. Those are our breeders, our brood stock. This is gonna be roughly a 20 to 22-year-old lobster on this side of the measure. 4.5 to 5 pounds. 5 pounds if it's got really big claws is the only way to keep it.
Wait, you're telling me lobsters can get up to 20 years old?
So the biggest lobster ever caught, 44 pounds, caught years ago, well over 100 years old. So yeah. So that's our harvesting window, 5 to 7 years roughly to about 20 years. That's our window that we keep them.
Good Lord, I thought, you know, they would probably last like maybe 5 years. I didn't know they could live that long.
Keep in mind, it's not like an aquarium setting or anything. There's nothing to stunt their growth. There's no cage really, so they can grow as big as they can down there. So we're gonna check. So this is a female. So this one has no eggs on it, but it does have a V-notch in it. So see the V-notch in her tail right there? So someone has already seen her with eggs. So we're gonna spin this around. We're gonna throw her back as well. All right, so this one's got a clean tail. So the way we measure, behind the eye socket, bring it back. If it touches the shell like this does, this is a legal lobster. If it was to drop down over, it'd be too short. So this is a nice legal one. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna do like this, you're gonna give it a big squeeze. You're gonna go about halfway on, you're gonna stop squeezing, give it a little twist and pull back.
Okay.
Sounds more difficult than it is, so. Big squeeze. Yep.
This one?
Yep. Stop squeezing. Little twist, no more squeezing. Pull it back. Just like that. We'll grab another band, hold it right by the body. It might flip its tail a little bit because this might be the first time it's ever been out of the water, so it's only ever been swimming before. There's another one, another female, so I can't show you the difference yet. So
Wait, so what do I do with this now?
put it in your pocket. Right in the bucket right there. Also, kind of a fun fact, if you see me pick one of these guys up, 2 streams of water comes out of its eyes, that's how they pee, right out of their eyeballs.
Wow.
That's weird.
I know, you needed to know that. You want to hold it this time?
Yeah, where do I hold it?
So right-handed, your right hand. All right, so in your left hand, see, all I'm doing is crossing the claws, so you can grab it just underneath my hand. Yep, so you don't have to squeeze hard. They don't have any strength out. So now with your other hand, I'll give you the bander.
Okay.
Yep. Very serious.
Right there,
Yep.
good?
Yep. Stop squeezing, little twist, and pull back. There you go. Do that 3,000 to 4,000 times a day, get really good at it. Oh, that's all right.
Said I was right-handed, not left-handed.
There.
So I saw Kelly do it, and I've just been filming this whole time, so let me see. This, like that?
Yeah, you're going to have to hold it. We're not going to let you off that easy.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Hey!
There you go.
My first lobster.
Now you've caught your dinner. So lobsters are scavengers. They'll eat just about anything down there. This is a little bit of herring and mackerel. It's aged up. It's not rotten at all. I've had it for about 6 months.
If you're wondering what it
Nice and
smells like anchovies that you
yes,
put on a
very
pizza.
similar, yeah. So we're gonna put it in the trap here like this. All right, so we'll grab a lobster so we can show you how this works. So this bait is down there, the current, the tide's moving it around. So these guys are down there sniffing around. They have these 2 big antennas. This one's not cooperating all that well. Come on, buddy. 2 big antennas that come up here, as well as 4 smaller ones underneath. So they can smell that down there. So lobsters walk forward, they swim backwards. So they're gonna go in through like this, into the kitchen end of the trap, the fishing end. They're gonna lay on top of that bait. And I explained the big claws to you, not gonna do them much good in that situation. So they're gonna use their little legs right here. They're gonna pull the fish out of there, chew it all up. Hopefully they're gonna work their way back into the kitchen back here. The old timers called this the parlor. I call it the bedroom, so more people know what I'm talking about these days. So drop in here. So a lobster can get out of things. These are like the whiskers on a cat or a dog, so it lets them know they won't go in something they can't get out of. It does take them a while to figure out how to get lined up and get back out. So once they drop in, the clock's kind of ticking, and what I mean by that is once they're in here, they can't reach the food anymore. So what are they gonna eat? They're gonna eat other lobsters in there. So the profit eats itself after a while. So you do need to be checking your traps every 3 or 4 days. Make sure you get the lobsters out. That female we saw with the eggs on it, sometimes they get very grumpy and they'll eat everybody in there. So you need to take them out as well. This is something that a lot of boats don't have, this cut out in the floor. This is our rope walker. Most dangerous part of our day is if you get tangled up in this rope. We're commercial fishing, we don't have the rails, so if you were to get tangled up in the rope, it can pull you right out through the open back of the boat. So this way you're not standing in that rope at all. So much safer. So last summer we actually had a 18-year-old boy that was lost, had rope on his foot, went out over it. Passed away? Yeah, passed away. We had another guy this spring, older gentleman, rope on his foot as well. He was actually lucky enough when he went out over, the rope, he got one of these cleats popped up, got the rope on it, the boat towed him around for about an hour until another boat saw him. They were able to save him and he's right back out here fishing again. But, yeah, that's the dangerous, I mean there's lots of dangers, but that's our most dangerous problem. More in there. So not just lobsters are eating the bait. There's sea fleas down there, there's fish. This draws every predator down there, draws the seals we saw. As I was saying, the seals can put their flippers on here, grab this with their mouth, open it up, snack on the lobsters in there. Again, they don't bother very often, once in a while in the springtime, but very, very smart critters. My daughter likes to call them our frenemies because we get to bring people to see them and they love them. Kind of, not really our enemies, but they do eat our lobsters from time to time. So. All right, so female also has a V-notch in there, so we can't keep that one. See the V-notch in the flipper? So again, got to put her back. So you can see, we put a lot of pregnant lobsters back, a lot of them that aren't, that will be again, hopefully. So back on bottom with that one. All right, female, nice clean tail, so we can put some handcuffs on her.
You want to come do this one?
All right,
Kelly's on it.
so in the old days, they didn't, before we had the bands, they used to, the fishermen whittled out little wooden plugs, and they actually would take the plug and push it down in here so they couldn't open their claw.
Oh.
Problem is the lobsters would bleed out, all the water would run out of them as well. So they went to the rubber bands over the years. We'll get this one back in the water.
Something I've always been curious about is who are the first people to actually capture lobsters and then think to eat a lobster?
So lobsters, and they're probably as plentiful now, but we feed them so they're not on the beach. But originally lobsters were right up on the beach. You could walk right down, pick them up. The Native Americans used them as fertilizer. Later on after that, these guys were actually food for prisoners and slaves. Like people with any money wouldn't be caught eating these. It was like a stigma. It couldn't, poor people food really. So it kind of flipped around when the railroads started going different places in the world. These guys became a delicacy somehow. So it was such a big deal. The prisoners finally are like, we're not eating them anymore. Like 2 days a week is all we're eating them. Beyond that, we don't want them because it was cheap. It didn't cost anything for the lobsters, so they ate them. So they did come around to be a little bit of a delicacy now, so I'm thankful for that.
All right, y'all, as advertised, we did catch our dinner. We only checked 2 traps because I was feeling a little bit icky being out there. The sea was really rough today. Now we're gonna go back to the dock and we're gonna eat our lobster.
You guys want, how many? So I think there's 4. You guys, you want 2 apiece? I mean, you're gonna eat them up? You like them?
Oh, do we like lobsters?
Yeah. Well, I think there's 4, so as long as you can eat 4, we'll take them over, they'll cook them.
He just asked if we like lobster.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, you're like, can you eat 2 apiece? So you could actually take them to go if you want to, so. All right, you guys get everything you need?
We're ready to eat.
Let's do this. Now, normally he'll cook for you, but he doesn't have everything here for
we
today.
didn't plan on it.
He doesn't love us. That's what it is.
That is only on our afternoon trips that we cook for people. And it's just very late in the season, so we're starting to get, it's cool in the afternoon, so we didn't want people from away that are used to warm weather down here shivering trying to eat with us.
Like us. We're already shivering. My nose is ice cold. This feels like a December day in Arkansas.
Yeah, it's a winter day in the south.
It is a winter's day for sure, and it is currently the end of September.
Lunch on the wharf. Like catch your dinner, lunch on the wharf. So I grew up in that house right there.
Which one?
This one right here.
Right
Not
here?
Yeah, not the red one, the other one. Yep.
You got to grow up here?
Yeah.
You got to experience this amazing place your whole entire childhood.
Yeah, and it was a lot different then. A lot of Airbnbs and things now. Back then it was all, everybody fished here. All the houses were full of fishermen kind of thing. So it was a very neat place to grow up in that aspect. There were also 3 military bases here, so you had kids from all over the world. So you had, you know, learn things from people that had traveled. So growing up here, we hadn't traveled very much kind of thing. So we got a lot of information, good and bad, from other kids that had been all over the world. So it was a great place to grow up.
Well, it's so quiet here.
It is. Yeah. And actually where we left is on the other side of those houses, so that's where he was putting in. We drove up the road to go where they're going to be cooking up our lobster for the day, which is another local place named Lunch on the Wharf.
Yep, Lunch on the Wharf.
I said something right.
Family. Yes, you got it.
Look at this white picket fence.
I know, it's gorgeous.
That's something I don't get to see very often.
We get so many people from Bar Harbor now because it's just very busy over there. You know, people are looking for something a little quieter. A few of the old timers, they're like, you're going to ruin it. You're going to make it like Bar Harbor because we have, you know, the business of taking people on the boat, but it's very small. It's not gonna change it like that.
You can't really expand
No,
much more.
no, you could run a big boat, but then you lose this.
Yeah.
And you know, that doesn't mean a lot to everybody, but it does to me. So.
Forgot my wallet.
Yeah.
What's up?
So she's already got the lobster in this bag here, and they're gonna boil it in that bag.
Oh, okay. And that's it. There's no seasoning, nothing.
Nope, that's it.
About 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll be back out.
Serious.
They're all cooked up.
15 minutes. Okay.
So if Dan ends up being a horrible lobsterman, and you don't get any lobster, you can come here and have some.
That's right. They always have lobsters here.
And you'll be number 96. Do you guys want this stuff now before your lobster?
Sure.
That'd be fine.
Okay, and you had 4 lobsters?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you. So Dan said that we need to try a whoopie.
Oh, so you guys have a couple more.
What
And
is
that's
it?
a homemade whoopie pie.
Is that what it is? A whoopie
Yeah.
pie? We'll see how it goes. This thing is literally, it's massive. And we have 4 lobsters and clams coming. Lobsters we caught.
And chowder.
And chowder. I forgot about the
Chowder. Forgot it's chowder and lobster.
That's good. That's so good.
See, I didn't want you to miss out.
It's almost like a giant cookie.
But better. Whatever the icing in it is very fluffy. Man, Dan, you really know how to show people a good time. I'll tell you one thing, you should definitely have these cookies for your evening.
Yeah, no,
dessert.
that's a good idea.
You should do that.
So how big was your class in school?
So very small. So my graduating high school class. Well, I think we started with like 16. We graduated with probably like 45. So very small.
Pretty big though.
And that was back when the base was here though. So.
Oh.
Yep. Thank you.
And these are twist tops, but they're really hard, so you probably will have to use your sleeve.
All right, so we're waiting on our lobster. We've got a haddock chowder we're gonna try. And then Dan's got lobster, lobster quesadilla.
Yep.
And that just looks really interesting to me.
Most people have it with vegetables and all the good stuff. I just have lobster and cheese.
Yeah, you don't need vegetables. They're bad for you.
Yeah.
And I'll try the chowder. What is this? Potatoes.
Haddock.
Haddock.
Yeah, that's
What's
all
a
fish.
haddock? A fish?
Yep. Similar to a codfish.
Pretty good?
Oh man,
Let me
that's
dig
better than
into
chicken
that.
noodle soup. I could eat that if I had a cold.
Smells good. Is it hot?
No, yeah, sort of. Is that not phenomenal?
That fish like melts in your mouth.
Yeah, look at that.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. And you never get sick of lobster.
No. I just like to eat, so.
Sound like us.
Here are the first 2 lobsters for you. There's that. I'll bring this one right over for you. And I got those steam clams, those other 2
Oh.
right out for you, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks.
And this is what we caught with Dan a minute ago. Never thought in a million years I'd be catching lobsters.
Here's another lobster.
You guys are going to be busy.
Oh no, that's you.
You want me to eat this
Yeah,
one?
go ahead.
Here's another lobster.
Place it there.
We're going to see how well you guys know how to eat them in a second.
And then there's
Okay.
those steamers for you. Enjoy.
Oop. And you're going to have some juice in it. So when lobsters shed or molt into their new shell, it's 15 to 20% bigger than the one they're wearing. So it would take the rest of the fall for them to really fill out with meat. So if you eat a soft shell lobster like this, they're not as full of meat as a hard shell would be. So you don't have a little bit of blood going and lobster juice all over you. And there is a bib in there if you want to put it on.
Okay.
You know,
There you have it.
right. There you go. So you got the cartilage out, so you can actually dip that in your butter if you want and eat her up. Doesn't get any fresher than that.
You need a napkin? Here you go. Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get it all figured out.
You're
easy.
a pro.
This is easy.
Kelly's so sweet. The third lobster, she did all the work for me. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. Anything for you. It's actually kind of fun. Breaking them apart.
I love lobster. He asked us an important question. What do we like more? Maine lobster or the Caribbean lobster or the spiny lobster? It's hard to compare them because they're so different.
They are different.
This is really good though.
I'm partial because I caught it.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't get any more Maine than that.
If y'all are interested in going on Catch Your Dinner Lobster Tour, we're gonna list their information in the description below. We are really starting to fall in love with Maine.
It is going to be extremely hard to leave this place.
It is.
But we'll just have to catch you up on the other.
Bye.